Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and
Hello
Jeff.
and welcome to yet another episode of the Film Blurs. I'm Jeff Stewart, aka Uncle Jeffrey, and I'm joined here as always with my friend and co-host.
What's up, all bags? It's Brandon Norwood. We get straight into the main review. We're gonna include an episode of SNL, the SNL finale, so that way we can keep up to date on shit. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I expected more from Will Ferrell. I expected more from everybody, especially coming off of the last week's episode, right?
Shout out to Paul McCartney for having Chad Smith drumming for him. That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, that was the best part of the show was the opener, honestly, where they did the switcheroo.
I didn't even realize it until Will came out.
Right.
So that's all I got. Anyways, let's move into one of my first reviews, because Jeff already reviewed this. I'm gonna talk about Is God Is, and yeah, man, I wish this was doing better. Like, yo, I don't know. America hates black women. You know what I mean? That's all I got. And this is a fantastic movie. It's a fantastic real meditation on sisterhood, mostly.
Yeah, I mean, sisterhood, trauma, like it's, when I said this movie is black as fuck, it really does get to like some issues that we don't talk about nearly enough as a people, but that does not get talked about in a mainstream movie.
That's all I got. I still haven't really collected my thoughts fully on it, just because I've been fucking busy seeing all fucking types of movies, and I'm tired, and I gotta go to work. So, I might write a fuller piece on the website once I've collected my thoughts fully. So, that's all I got. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna talk about In the Gray. I, for the most part, like Guy Ritchie's movies. They're always entertaining to a point. Outside of a couple like fucking what's the name of it? Swept Away, or some of his more recent stuff, or even some of his more recent stuff. I'm like, yo, it's not that bad. This is bad. This is not good. The characters aren't really defined. This is just feels like reheated Guy Ritchie that we've seen before and seen done better. I'm always glad to see Henry Cavill in a movie. It's cool. I like his screen presence with Jake Gyllenhaal, and him and Jake Gyllenhaal have a really great rapport. Isa Gonzalez is basically the main character in this motherfucker, and she's now like in Guy Ritchie's stable, so it's nice that he keeps her employed. But like, this just doesn't come together. It's too complicated for its own good. It's not a fun crime movie. It's not really a fun action movie, and it just kind of just ends. Like they're like it kind of just starts and it kind of just ends. It's very. I'm disappointed.
Honestly, I haven't even heard about this movie. Right? Like I haven't seen the trailer. I think the first time I heard about it was when you said you were going to a screening of it. That shows you how much weight they're putting into it, because
It came out this past weekend and it bricked. I saw the trailer for it a couple of months ago before some movie. And, you know, I'm always going to see a Guy Ritchie movie. Like, I'm the only psycho who likes Operation Fortune. Like, I love that movie.
That movie's amazing.
And, like, what was the League of
The League of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah, that was fine. That was
That was
fine.
fun.
It was all right. It was definitely a downturn on Guy Ritchie. Like Guy Ritchie's The Covenant was decent, for a war film. I was like, yeah, this is a decent Guy Ritchie movie. This sucks. I'm sorry, it just sucks. I'm not this I feel bad for everybody involved, man. I really do. And I'm not a fan. Just not a fan of this shit. Like,
Well,
yuck.
now I know to avoid it when it hits streaming, in
Uh,
2 weeks.
So that's that. All right. Because I've seen so many movies, I'm trying to recollect all of them. I'm gonna talk about a very great, and I love this movie. It is a nice low budget indie crime thriller called Tuner, and Tuner is about a piano tuner who works for his mentor and his friend who took care of him after his dad died, and he works the business. It's his mentor's business, and he basically does all the work because his mentor is older, played by Dustin Hoffman, and our main character is played by Leo Woodhall. Uh, cool to see Leo not play a bad guy for once. And I get, like, he's been typecast, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, because, like, you got the face of a bad guy, but you're a great actor. And what I like about this movie is, like, the performance for this character that Leo Woodall is playing is all internal, because he's a very internal, reserved guy. And it only comes out at a specific point in the movie where you get to know his character in one brief moment where he's just frustrated and he lashes out. And I was like, yeah, man, I get it. He has sensitive hearing. He was a piano prodigy and he has sensitive hearing. That's why he's a tuner, because he can hear things. His hearing's so sensitive, he has to wear earplugs. And then not only does he have to wear earplugs, but when he's out, this takes place in New York City. So when he's walking the streets, he puts actual earmuffs on top of having earplug. While he's doing he's trying to fine tune a piano for some rich fuck. And the rich fuck's like, why we need the piano tune? Nobody's played it for a year. And he's like, pianos go out of tune. Don't matter if they're played or not. They always go out of tune. And he's like, all right, tune it. And he walks away. There's so much noise. He's like, I can't tune it. I can't tune the piano with all this noise. They're like, well, can you come back? He's like, fucking no. And he's like, well, here's an extra $100 and just please come back. He comes back. There's these guys who are quote unquote repairmen trying to break into the safe. And he's just like, yo, can y'all motherfuckers keep it down? Like, I'm trying to tune the piano. And they're like, well, one, you've seen us. And two, we're trying to get into this safe. And they come up with some bullshit excuse like, yeah, sometimes, the owner forgets their code and we break the safe so that way they can move it to a new safe. And he's just like, man, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Just shut the fuck up so I could tune this piano and leave. Well, he's like, well, if you can open the safe, then we'll shut the fuck up and you can do it. And he's like, all right. So he takes out his earplugs and starts listening to the locks in the safe so he can open it, and he does. Homie, who's the scumbag who runs this crime thing with his two cousins, he's like, hey, come make some real money with us, start cracking safes. And well, he does, because some misfortunes happen with Dustin Hoffman, and he needs to keep the business afloat. He needs to start paying bills, and things start to go horribly wrong, as you can imagine. Because why would you trust these people? Why would you trust these people?
I mean, it sounds like a solid premise. I'm actually intrigued by it.
Shout out to Havana Rose Liu. She's been fantastic, and she's fantastic in this. Tova Felcha's in this, pretty good. Nice to see Gian Reno not play a killer or scumbag for once. He's just a normal dude. I really like this movie. The sound mix. I get why this had a one-day only Dolby screening, and I wish I could have made it because they gave out the bobblehead that's in the movie of Dustin Hoffman at the piano, because that's a prop in the movie.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could have went to that. And I would have loved to see this in Dolby, because the sound design in this movie is incredible. I mean, this movie was designed from the ground up around the sound mix and the main character and how he perceives this world
Mhm.
because of his sensitive hearing. Uh, did not know the co-writer of this movie who co-wrote this with the director suffered for this at a very young age for a few months,
Oh
where
wow.
he had just enhanced hearing and everything was just so loud to him because he blew up a bottle. Because it's dumb shit. You do dumb shit like a
Right.
kid. He's like,
Right.
"Oh, I'm gonna blow up this bottle," and next thing you know, you have ultra sensitive hearing, where you become Daredevil for a few months. But yeah, Tuner, it comes out in limited release this weekend, and then wide release next weekend. And if it's playing near you, go see it. Like, oh man, I wish this is my type of movie, like a nice little well-made crime thriller. And, it caught people off guard because it starts off as a slice of life movie. And I knew it
Mhm.
was about like, oh, this guy has great hearing and he's cracking safes. So I was waiting for the turn to happen. And the audience was thrown off by the turn when it turned into a crime thriller because it starts off as a slice of life movie of, oh, it's this guy tuning pianos with Dustin Hoffman. And, they're just living life trying to scrape by in New York City. And nope, look. It's this. I love this movie. It's so good. It's really a good movie. Yeah, Tuner. Well, let's move on. Jeff, you want to talk about the boys finale?
Sure. So I've been watching the boys for the last 5 seasons. I was a big fan of the comic book. Um, and the show has had some hits or misses. Amazon knew it had a hit on its hands with all these spin-offs that have happened and that are happening. And so this is like the ultimate episode. And I can't really talk about this episode without talking about the season at large. The season at large, it didn't feel as extreme as the creators said it was going to. Um, it felt like they were rushing to the end. Because the penultimate episode last week, one of the main characters dies, and it was a very heartfelt moment, but we really didn't get a chance to land on that, right? To feel that going forward. So last night I got a chance to see the last final episode of The Boys in 40X, which was an experience. And I have to say the ending is satisfying. It was the only way it could have ended and not pissed a whole bunch of people off. There's some real catharsis in it. Um, but like something felt missing. Um, and I'm not sure what that is because I haven't had a chance to really decompress or absorb all of it. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was fine. It ended the logical way it could. It just felt really accelerated. It's not going to piss off fans because the fans have all these other shows that are coming out in the boys universe, spin-offs and stuff like that. So you'll get to see some of these other characters who have these hanging chad sort of left open
So you looking forward
storylines.
to the Soldier Boy spinoff?
I mean, honestly, they played the trailer for the Soldier Boy spinoff, and it looked hot, right? It looked really good. I just hate the name, Voight Rising. It's just a fucking when you put Rising at the end of anything, I automatically makes me feel like you're trying too hard.
All right, so I need to know the fate of three people. Uh,
Okay.
is the Deep dead?
Yes.
Okay. Is A Train dead?
Yes.
Perfect. Now the
Well,
big one.
A Train has a hero, like he has a redemption arc.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, so he's like a real hero by this season.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. And finally, the big one I'm gonna ask.
I mean, he had to,
All right.
right? Like
All right.
he's
You never know. You never know. Cause some of these niggas get away scot free. Cause remember, Marlo got away in The Wire.
Right.
Like that
Uh,
shit's still unforgivable to me. I'm like, nah, he needed to get one in the
I mean,
head.
look, like the streets were going to handle Marlowe. Like the whole entire thing about the wire is it was circular, right? So like he was going to get his. But yes, I guess spoiler alert if you haven't watched it by the time this comes out, Homelander is dead in the most spectacular way ever, right?
Right,
That
because
was
he's
the most
Superman. He's like Nazi Superman. So how did they take him out?
I like you it's a whole thing, right? So this so if you watched last season, you know Soldier Boy has oh no, 2 seasons ago, whatever it was. Soldier Boy has the power to take other people's power, right? So I'm not going to get into the weeds with this, but another character is able to get that ability.
Oh, so it's Butcher.
No, no, no. I'm not gonna like it's. I'm not gonna
Oh,
like.
so it's Huey.
No, it's Kamiko
Oh, okay. That's
because she's the
unexpected.
only one. She's the only one who's got that regenerative power to be able to go through the experiments that the Russians did on Soldier Boy. So they turned her.
Okay.
They gave her the power, and because this whole entire season was about the virus that was going to kill all soups,
Got
right?
you.
Right, and so for Homelander gets an injection of the first ever compound V, which pretty makes him invincible, right? You like the virus won't work on him, so they have to do an inroad. They have to reproduce this experiment, and yeah, but like there's a fist fight and like all of Homelander's scenes take place in the White House, right? But
Okay.
pretty much the whole entire thing takes place in the White House, and it's fucking cathartic.
All right.
Yeah,
Starlight die?
no, Starlight. Starlight and Huey live happily ever after.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and they have a cute little moment at the end. They have a
Damn,
cute little
I
moment.
thought both of them were gonna get,
No, and Huey has his own showdown with Butcher at the end.
All right.
So
All
it's
right.
and like look,
Wait, so Butcher dies?
yeah,
Okay, cool. Because he was
yeah,
a piece of shit anyway.
yeah. So like the like I said, I've got to sit on this for a while. It hits all the marks, right? Every piece of shit that you wanted to get it, got it, right?
How long's this episode?
It's a regular ass episode.
Oh, so like you were out of there. You were in and out.
No, I wasn't because they decided to start late and then show a half hour worth of previews
For a TV show?
for a fucking TV show. Yeah, like we'll talk offline. Both screenings last night were a shit show.
Look, at least you didn't get caught in the rain.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I did. I was walking on my way home and I got caught.
Oh fuck! I didn't even realize it rained in Jersey because getting back, all the subway trains were fucked up. So
Man,
I was
what
late
really
getting to the path.
what really pissed me off is I found some shelter real quick and I was like, let me check every weather app. Every
Mhm.
weather app. 80 sunny, 80 sunny. I'm like,
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
am I crazy?
No, you are not. And also, yeah. I was gonna like we'll talk offline, but yeah, fucking. Yesterday was an adventure in trying to see films and TV. I'll just say that. But I did it. The 40X was cool. It wasn't that cool, right? Like it was. I liked watching it big. I wish they would just play this episode in a regular theater, maybe IMAX or some shit like that.
Yeah, like they did
For
with Game
another
of
couple of days.
Thrones.
Was that?
Like they did with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like they did with Game of Thrones.
Or
But
Stranger Things.
yeah,
I
but
heard
like
that
the
was a
40X.
nightmare. I've read stories about people going to those things and just
Mm,
how shit was so fucked up. People were missing the first half hour of the finale because shit was so fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, there were people walking into the theater 20 minutes after the movie, or after the show had started, because of the concessions. You can't give motherfuckers free concessions, right? And then expect them to wait in line. Like, if everyone's got a free concession,
That
right?
that's
They
what
should just have
happened
to
with that's what happened with Stranger Things. Apparently, every theater in the nation just couldn't handle the line for concessions, and they said the line for concessions was out the building at every AMC and Regal that was doing the Stranger Things finale, and people were like, "We couldn't get our money back. We couldn't go to another show, and
Mhm.
so we missed like the first 20, 30 minutes because nobody had their shit together." And I'm like, man, woo, not good, not good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the midst of summer movie season, and I went to go see a movie this past weekend, and yeah, there should not be two people working concessions and three managers standing there at
Right.
at the self-service kiosk for fucking tickets.
Yeah, it's uh, you used to have this is the longest conversation about the American work ethic in general, right? But especially in movie theaters, man, right? Like,
Y-
it's gotten real bad.
you used to have back in the days sound old. I'm gonna say this because I'm old. I used to remember movies going as a kid. Back in
Mhm.
the day, you used to go to the box office. There'd be two people working. Line for the
Mhm.
box office was the longest thing. It was longer than concessions because you'd have 10 people working concessions and then there'd be two people working box office because back in the day, that's all they had. They were like, what movie you want to see? All right. Print the shit would add up, print your tickets out, and the first thing you would do is run into the theater and grab your seat because there was no assigned seating. So
Right.
you were shit out of luck if you showed up late and you had to sit all the way in the fucking front row. You know what I'm saying? That's how it used to be. And then somebody would else, you'd be like, all right, let's hold down these seats. You go grab concessions.
Right.
Somebody would come back with the concessions. You go to the bathroom. They come back. They go to the bathroom. Come back. Preview started. You'd see like maybe 3, 4 previews, and then the movie would
At the
start.
most, and
Yeah.
no commercials
Nope.
for the concessions, right?
Or a commercial for a Jeep, or a commercial for insurance.
Right. Right. Like, the fact that I watch a commercial for Coca-Cola every time I go to AMC movie theater, like, I know you have Coca-Cola, right? Like, I know you have a whole entire machine where I gotta pour the shit myself, right?
Yeah.
I know. So
Yeah,
you don't have to
man.
tell me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's that. I mean, we still do that at press screenings where we show up, grab our seats, and then I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, Jeff, stay here. I gotta go take a piss. And then I come back. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go grab concessions and take a piss. Like we still do that, but
Right.
otherwise, normal. You already got your seat. Oh yeah, was that assigned seating or it was first? You had to pick.
Man, like I said, it was fucked up.
No reserve seating.
No, like, there was reserved seating, no rep.
Oh.
No rep. So, someone from another outlet, like, they got there before anybody. She went to look for the person that was in the email who wasn't there. But they printed all the tickets that they had reserved for press, right? And gave it to this reporter. And so they de facto made her responsible for it.
That's irresponsible on so many fucking levels. On so many,
Yeah.
because imagine if this person was a scumbag. They're gonna be like, "Hey, what are you guys up to right now?
Right.
I got all these tickets. You want to come see the boys?"
Oh.
Easily.
Uh,
All right. Well, since we're already talking about it, let's talk about I Love Boosters. I really like the movie. I
mhm.
will say it's a little too long. Like it could have been like 20 minutes shorter. But I did enjoy, like, especially for what's going on now,
Right.
like, I was dying because I was like, "Damn, all this is going on right fucking now."
And, like, this is the thing I love about Boots Riley, right? Like, he's unapologetically weird,
Because it's absurdist humor.
Right.
All three of his projects so
Right.
far.
Unapologetically black, but also beyond surface level, right? They all say something. This one is about consumerism, um,
And capitalism.
and capitalism.
Just like Sorry to Bother You was about climbing the corporate ladder and
Right.
capitalism.
Right. And his TV show, which uh
A superhero parody.
superhero
About
parody.
about power and how power is used and capitalism.
Right. But like Boots will sneak the shit in. And it's not even like he sneaks it in. He'll make it so absurd and but so on the nose, but also so smart and clever. Like, I swear to God, he is actually one of my favorite filmmakers, just because he does what he fucking wants.
Yeah.
And it works, right?
It's not going to be for everybody. Like, that's the thing is, like, I talked to another major critic after screening, and he's just like, yeah, this is not a movie for me. And I get it, because it's gonzo, it's insane, and it's extremely weird. Like, it is not afraid. That's the thing. It is, like, extremely, like, you have to be on the movie's wavelength from the first minute.
From
yeah,
jump.
like, because if you're not, you're just not going to vibe with it. And I get it when people are like, yeah, it's not for me, because like it is very specific, but like,
and like
honestly, it's like The Bride, where I'm just like, I wish people were just weird like this more often. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Anna Peruna production. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I feel
She's the
bad
good
for
one. She's the good one.
I feel bad for Megan. I feel bad for
She's the
Megan
good one.
because she's lumped in there with her father and her brother. So now people are just gonna look at her like,
Look,
I feel bad.
I consider Megan her own person. Whenever I see Megan, it's like, oh right, yeah, let's go. Whenever I see David, it's like, no.
Yo, whenever I see the Skydance logo, I'm like, oh fuck, how bad is this gonna be?
Yeah.
And then when you see the Anna Peruna logo, I'm like, oh, what exactly is this gonna be?
Right.
Because you know they're a filmmaker. And fucking, how could I put this? David is more about making entertainment that can make money.
Right.
Megan is filmmaker forward and is trying to make movies.
Right.
Like, she still acts as a producer, and every filmmaker has said, like, no, she puts her input in there. She doesn't give us free reign, but she also lets us do our thing without they're not being held underwater. She's a producer, but she's not like a studio executive where it's just like, oh no, I'm holding you under. You got to make sure you do this, this, and this.
And that's what a good producer does, right? A good producer comes in and they say, look, I'm going to help you get this done, but maybe we go, I know you want to go left. Let's see what happens if you go right.
Right.
That's what a good producer does, but they let the talent be talented. And this is a perfect example of that. Like I said, I absolutely fucking loved this fucking movie. The colors, the acting.
I like this much better than Sorry to Bother You. I think Sorry to Bother You is much sharper, but as a movie itself, with a satisfying beginning, middle, and end, this was it for me.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not going to disagree, right? Because if I were to rank his projects, it would be I Love Boosters. I forget the name of the fucking TV show.
Same.
Right.
Same.
Right. It would be I Love Boosters, the TV show, and then Sorry to Bother You. And like the best part,
Sorry to Bother You, the thing is that makes it better than the TV show or this movie. It's just how tight thematically it is.
Right.
Like, it's real tight thematically, and it holds itself together. I think this is his most unwieldy project, but I appreciate the narrative. I appreciate what he's doing, and it just works better for me. I was laughing a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. And like
they sold their skins. That is hilarious.
Right, but that works on so many fucking levels.
And the fact that he's using, there's a whole car chase that is miniatures. And even the car chase is the most insane fucking thing you'll ever see.
With the and I don't even want to ruin any of this, right? But this becomes a sci-fi thing halfway through, right?
Like all of
And
his projects do.
but like it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, yeah, let's roll with it. Let's fucking go.
I mean, the
Right.
horse shit came out of nowhere in the first
Yeah,
one.
I get, yeah. But yeah, this is I want more. I want people to go out and see this, and I say this all the time. Black people love weird shit, right?
Yeah, man.
We
Because
need
this
more.
is fucking weird.
Right. We need more. Like white, white filmmakers are allowed to be fucking absurdist or weird or just off kilter, right? Uh, Black filmmakers are not afforded that latitude, right? For the most part, it's got to be like standard fare. I love how Boots Riley is like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to entertain you, right?
It was, yeah, like,
th-
I want to see it again just to fully digest it.
Right, because I miss some of the jokes. I
Same,
miss some of the
same.
jokes because people were laughing so hard.
That and also, I was tired. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like,
it was
I was
really-
watching how I've watched in the past 3 days, or the past 3 days, I watched 8 movies.
Yeah.
So like, I'm tired. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, I get it.
Monday, I didn't get home till 11. Had to put up my reaction for Masters of the Universe at 1.
Mm.
Fell asleep. And I woke up at 5 so I could be on the train back into the city, man. Like, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, dude. I didn't get back till 4 a.m. because of all the fucking debacle, all
So
the
you couldn't take a
fuckery.
path,
What?
or you couldn't. Nothing was running. You couldn't take the path.
Well, no, the
just-
path, like past a certain time, the path only runs every 45 minutes,
Oh damn!
right?
Oh,
I mean, it was
damn.
still it was still running, but it was like, and the path going in was fucked up.
Yo, no wonder people who live in European countries come over here and it's just like, man, this shit sucks. Like,
Yeah, our mass transit system is bullshit.
compared to European, and then the Europeans, pretty racist. But even they come here and they're just like, y'all don't have to be this racist. Like, we let people live in our countries, bro. Damn, it's wild how how like first world countries come over here and just like, damn, this is like a third world country, y'all. And they just like, yo, let's go back. Let's fucking go.
Look, middle of a declining empire, and honestly, this movie kind of touches on that too.
Yeah.
Like this movie works on so many levels, and
Yup.
I honestly think if you liked Sorry to Bother You, right? If you were locked in on that, you're gonna love this. There's no because the best moment in Sorry to Bother You is the fucking politeness duel between Lakeith and what's his name? Jermaine Fowler.
Yo, Lakeith's character in this, y'all.
Yeah, wild.
I was just like, yo, there's one scene in this where I was just like, I was like, bro, what the fuck? That's the
Yeah.
only scene in the movie where I was just like, this is a little too much, man.
I mean, and I was there with it just because of the punchline, right? And once the punchline hit,
Sucking souls out.
sucking souls out, everybody in the fucking theater was rolling because it was all about that fucking punchline.
Sucking souls out.
Sucking souls out.
That is, if you know slang, you'll know what's that slang. Everybody says that. Like, yo, like
Yeah.
you dap your boy up, like, yo, I got my soul sucked out of
Right,
me.
like, so we actually see a motherfucking soul sucker in this.
And not in the way you think. It's the roles
Yeah.
are reversed. Because usually when people say that, it's usually a dude like, damn, I had the soul sucked out of me.
And the way she she just like this is a weird fucking movie. I love this fucking movie.
Like my only my only knock against this movie is I'm not a fan of the tune yards. Like I'm familiar with their music, and
Mhm.
I don't like the score for this.
The score was a little off-putting. It felt real circusy.
Yeah, I was about to say carnival music.
Right, it felt
Carnival music.
real just like
I don't like the tune yards. Like
yeah.
I from like they're a well-known indie band. They were big when I was in college, and I'm like, Boots, you have your own whole ass group.
Mhm.
You could just reassemble your group, and they could do the score.
Yeah, but I mean, look, he made these choices. That was his choice,
It
and
sure was.
I get thematically, like, the whole entire thing's a circus,
R.I.P.
carnival.
Pam the Functress.
What?
I said R.I.P. Pam the Functress.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it 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 it's not like it doesn't work, it's just that it's noticeable.
Yeah. I mean, this is a cool song. This is where it comes from, because one of my favorite albums is Pick a Bigger Weapon by The Coup.
Mhm.
And one of the songs on there is called I Love Boosters. Whole song is this, they turned this song into a movie.
Right, right. But I'm loving I can't wait to see what Boots does next because he was allowed to go off the chain with this one. So I can only imagine what the next one is gonna be.
And shout out, because you could tell he's keeping the budget low.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's all like the most they're spending on this is the production, sets, and costumes, and that's it. They're
Right,
keeping this
right.
motherfucker low, and it is like it is. There's no. This is totally unique. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think you will see a movie like this year,
Oh no.
right? And, like, let's give a shout out. Everybody is firing on all cylinders
Yeah, because
in
this
this movie,
cast is stacked from
right?
top to bottom. Like this
And,
is
like,
stacked ass
I
cast.
didn't even it took me to a second to, like, realize that was Demi Moore.
Now, what threw me off was Don Cheadle. I didn't know he was in this movie, and then when his character shows up,
Right,
he's
mhm.
under so much makeup and wearing an accent that it wasn't till halfway through the scene where I was like, "Oh
Oh,
fuck, that's Don Cheadle."
right, right.
And
But
I love his the fucking literal pyramid scheme, and it's so funny because niggas fall for that shit every day. So the fact that you have Naomi Ackie trying to convince Keke Palmer on a pyramid scheme, and she's looking at her like, "Really, really,
yeah,
really," and
it works
it's a literal pyramid, y'all. Like that's what's hilarious about it.
it
It's a
works
literal-
on this movie works on so many fucking levels, right?
Niggas fall for
Oh,
that shit all the time. Pyramid scheme.
oh man. But yeah, I yeah, I'd go out and see this movie, right? Like go out and see this movie in theaters so Boots can get another one. I we need more adult movies in general, right? And we need more people to take risks and just to tell stories.
All right. Well, we got to move on. So let's move
Right.
on to our final review, which is The Mandalorian and Grogu. Um, I don't hate this movie because a lot of people seem to think I hate this. I don't. It's
Mhm.
entertaining. It's fun. I think if you're a huge fan of Star Wars, you're going to love this shit. However, for me personally, it just felt like 2 episodes of the show stitched together. And I don't think there's enough here to sustain itself as a feature film, especially once I knew what was going on. Like once the plot got going, I knew what was going to happen. I was like, okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen.
Right.
And it all happened.
Yeah,
It
I
all
mean,
happened.
it was all telegraphed. But it was fun seeing how it unfolded. Like I was getting big fucking midnight run vibes from this.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, no, like just like the premise, like the first half or whatever of it. Uh, I have been complaining for months about I didn't see the need for this to be in theaters, right? For them to make a feature film, quote unquote, because I do agree with you. It is just 2 episodes, maybe 2.5 episodes.
Yeah, because it's 2 hours and 12 minutes, and it's too long. It's
Right.
I'll say that too. It came to a point where I'm like, yo, this is way too long. And The Mandalorian works as a show because it is 39 minutes to an hour. And
Mm.
if you've watched an episode of the show, the plot is real light. It's just a dude
Yeah.
on a mission, and like the plot and character development is real light, but it works because it's episodic, and you're just like, oh, it's just a fun space adventure.
Right.
When you translate that to a feature film, there needs to be more meat on the bones, and unfortunately, it's literally just an episode of the show, warts and all, which means it's bare bones plot, very minimal character development,
Mhm.
and it's just they don't even utter Din Djarin's name. They just still call them
The
Mandalorian.
right.
And when it comes up in the end credits, it came on. It just he's credited as the Mandalorian. I was like, damn, bro, we all know his real name. Like,
Right.
fuck, like Jesus
Right.
Christ.
But I never
On
like
the poster too, Jeff, if you notice, it'll say Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin. I was like, y'all
Oh,
put that
oh.
on the fucking poster,
but you won't put it in the credits.
or in the movie itself.
Right. Yeah, so I agree with you that it is too long. It is it is an episode of the show, but I will say seeing this on like in IMAX was amazing, right? Because there was something about seeing a cadre of TIE fighters flying over the horizon towards the screen in IMAX that gave me big nostalgia, right? And honestly, I didn't know Sigourney Weaver flying an X-Wing was a kink of mine, but here we are. Like it just unlocked that for me.
Yeah, you and my boy, y'all were. I mean, this no offense. This is exactly who it's for. Like, there's a couple of movies for Gen X that are coming out, and I'm like, yeah, it's for y'all. Like for me, watching this, I'm just like entertaining, but like this is all nostalgia play for people your age.
Yeah, no, and I get it, and like I fully recognize that. I liked the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I had a great time watching the movie. Will I ever watch it again? Maybe.
Oh no,
Right?
I wanted to see it in IMAX 3D, and they
Yeah.
did give it to us on the 8-story IMAX. And when the movie was over, I was just like, I'm not gonna come back here to see this shit in 3D. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry, and I probably won't ever watch this again. I would say the biggest strength of this movie is that it's a standalone story, and it
Mhm.
doesn't do no fucking tie-ins or nothing like that. And I'm like, it's refreshing to go to a summer blockbuster without having to worry about,
Homework.
yeah, I gotta know this shit in order to
Mhm.
watch this shit, and then this shit's gonna set up 20 more of this shit in the future. Where
Yeah.
nah, you come in, it's just like beginning, middle, and end, and then you walk out. You don't have to see the show. You don't have to know shit about shit. They give you everything you need, but also this is something where people are like, yo, listen, if you're tight on money, you could just wait for Disney Plus. Like, yo, there's gonna be other movies coming out in theaters. Plus, like, parts of the CG looks a little unfinished.
Yeah, I mean,
It-
yeah, I did not like the huts.
and it stands out because they use a lot of practical sets and a lot of
Mm.
puppetry, and there's a lot of stop motion. So when they do use CG, you're just like, but why when you guys were already
Right.
more than halfway there? Like, you might as well just
Go
did
to scope.
everything practical. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I did think that Jeremy Allen White as his casting as the I can't remember Rada the Hutt was needless, right? Because his voice is
Nah.
so modulated.
I ain't give a yeah. Mike was complaining about that. You just would not shut the fuck up about that after screening. And I was just like, yo, look, it's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
But
care.
also it is, I think this is his first time doing voiceover, like doing voice work, because
I'm pretty
it felt,
sure.
it felt like this was the first time doing voice work, because it's not like he phoned it in, but it didn't sound like he was the character, right?
I don't give a fuck.
But like you don't give a fuck. But like that's just like
it's
that's one of the only things that I can quibble about. But like I said, this is the most fun I've had with Star Wars, a Star Wars movie in a minute. I'm not saying it's the best Star Wars movie we've gotten, right? But I'm saying it's the most fun this has been because it hasn't played into canon. It hasn't tried to pander to the fans. It's just tried to be its own thing, like a nice, light, breezy action adventure.
yeah, that could have been an hour and a half on Disney Plus.
Right. And like I'm not disagreeing with you, right? But there was something for me about seeing it big, right? But it could have been on Disney Plus.
To me, like the only time I was like, man, this is the greatest shit ever was when the Babu Fricks were around.
Okay. All right.
Like I like the little Babu Fricks. They did shit.
Mm.
I like the way they talk. That's about it though.
Yeah. And like, yeah. If you like the Mandalorian show, you're gonna like this movie.
Yeah, and I know people have been asking, like, who's in this? Are there any surprise characters? And I'm like, no.
Mm.
The only character from another property that's in this is Grease. And even Grease, they don't really talk about all the other shit he's done and all the other shit. He's
Right.
just there. He's just there helping Mando and Grogu on their bounties. That's basically it.
Yeah. But there is a character that I don't want to ruin for anybody. But you'll see it in the credits. Scorsese.
Oh, that's my
Right?
okay, so that's what I wanted to get into. So
Okay.
that's my problem with Jeremy Allen White and Scorsese. I'm like, you both of them have been shitting on Marvel. And I'm just like, y'all shit on Marvel, but then you do this shit.
Right.
And I, at least for Marty, I can be like, well, you're friends with Lucas, so I can at least understand on some level, at least a little bit of why you would do this. Jeremy, I don't know why you did this. Like you complain about Marvel, but then you're playing a fucking whole ass CG character.
Right.
I don't, whatever, man.
And honestly, Scorsese's only in it for 6 minutes.
Probably like 10.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like he's not a big part of it. So when he shows up, it was like a nice little, and he was being Marty. It was fun, right? But we never have to see him. We never see him throughout the rest of the adventure, right? He does his part and he goes away.
Like the best part of this movie to me was Ludwig's score, because Ludwig just went weird. There's a lot of fucking like sci-fi synths in this that you never heard in Star Wars. There's trap beats, which I never thought I'd hear in a Star Wars movie, and it works.
Yeah.
So shout out to Ludwig. I cannot wait to hear your fucking score for the Odyssey, because the taste we got in the prologue was fan-fucking-tastic. Use no modern instruments in that score, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was fun. It was enjoyable. I would say if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're gonna go see it, don't go see it in a regular ass theater.
Now you can see it in a regular ass theater. You
But
guys don't
like-
have to pay the upcharge. This is like there's nothing here that would warrant a trip to the theater. Like, is it entertaining? Sure, but like, look, guys, there's like people been asking me, what spoilers are in there? Is there anything? I'm like, bro, there's nothing to
spoilers.
spoil. Number one, and number two, this is literally just a 2 hour 12-minute episode of the show. Like y'all will be okay just waiting for Disney Plus. Like I don't hate this movie, but also like I'm kind of over this. Like this and another movie we'll talk about where I'm just like I'm just kind of over this shit. Like maybe like 5-6 years ago I'd probably been more into this, but like this shit's just not for me no more, man.
Yeah, and I get that. I get that. Like
Especially
I'm just
after the day I had yesterday where I saw Tuner fucking I Love Boosters, and then cap the day off with The Secret World of Arrietty in IMAX, which I'll talk about next episode when we have more time. And it's just like, man, I wish I could have more days like this where like, you know, you get a crime thriller, a small crime thriller, a really gonzo political commentary, and then, you know, I get my big IMAX blockbuster, but it's still thoughtful
right.
and entertaining.
Right. I look, I like this movie and the movie we're going to talk about next week, um, or whenever the embargo drops, um, because I'm so used to going into these mega budget films and not even enjoying myself, right? Especially these ones that are linked to IP,
I'm trying to think
right?
what else we had this year that is a mega budgeted film. Project Hail Mary's big budget,
But it's not like linked to an IP,
and I fucking love that movie. Still
right?
my favorite movie of the year. Trying to think what else. There's been big budget movies this year, and I just can't remember any of them. And that's the thing is like I'm struggling to give a review for this movie because I can barely remember it, and I've seen it like what less than a
We
week ago.
we saw
It's
it on.
gonna
Didn't we see this? No, yeah, we saw this last week. Yeah,
a Thursday. We saw it on
right.
last Thursday, and it hasn't been a full week yet. Tomorrow it'll be a full week, and I'm struggling to remember what happened because it's kind of just it's there. It's there.
It's like it's enjoyable. It is not going to change your perspective on anything. It is it is a good time at the movies, or if you watch it on Apple, or not, or if you watch it on Disney, it's going to be a good time on Disney. You will, unless you're a diehard Mandalorian fan, diehard Star Wars fan, you're not going to come back to this, right? Like I don't see a world in which I come back to this unless someone else wants to watch it.
Nah, even if somebody else wants to watch it, I'd just be like, we could just watch an episode of the TV show
Mm,
from the
right.
first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Like you could
I
just
think,
do
like,
that.
yeah, this is the first 2 seasons when it was
Yeah, because
good.
like everybody loves the last few episodes when Luke shows up, and I was like, to me, that's where the shit took a nosedive.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
once Luke showed up in season 2, I think that's when the show really took a nosedive. Because then after that, you had Book of Boba Fett,
Mhm.
which was fucking wild because there's people who were like, I remember when Mandalorian season 3 started and him and Grogu were back together. They're like, wait, what the fuck? Where'd this new armor come from? How did everybody's asking all these questions? I was like, oh yeah, you
You
have
have
to
to watch.
watch Book of Boba Fett, and this is the type of shit that just turns people off,
Right. And
especially when the shit is terrible.
yeah, Book of Boba Fett was hot fucking garbage.
Yeah, because everybody who knows that I've seen it has been asking me, yo, is Luke in it? And I'm like, no.
I
And
like
they're
no
like,
more.
is Ahsoka in it? I'm like, no. They're like, does he go to Mandalore? Does he talk to the Mythosaur? I'm like, yo, the Mythosaur's not in it. And I understand why people would be mad about why don't they go back to Mandalore because that's
They
out
set that up.
there.
But they also
And
set
the
that up
myth-
in the last season.
Yeah, and the Mythosaur, like that's pretty important to Mandalorian culture. So for them to not like touch upon it, at least on the show, like they talk
Mhm.
about it on the show and they keep it moving. I'm like, yeah, y'all should have probably addressed that on the show. The movie, no, absolutely not. And like y'all should not be getting mad about that. You shouldn't be mad that Luke's not in it because it sucked when Luke showed up. Ahsoka has her own ass TV show, so I don't know why you expect her to show up in this shit. And I don't like that show either.
Like,
I don't fucking like
no
yo,
more
listen.
Skywalkers. I
Yeah,
don't
man.
want to see another fucking Skywalker. I don't want to hear Skywalker in any of this shit going forward. Right? Like I'm done with Skywalker. Right? And so the fact that no character from any other fucking show or IP, you do not have to do homework for this movie.
The only thing I could say this movie does better than the show is like they finally let Grogu hold his own and he can take care of himself and
Right.
he does well in a fight now. And that's about it. Otherwise, like there's literally nothing here you haven't seen before already. You could just that's why I'm saying this is like and like the CG and some of it is just like ugh. That's why I'm just like, yo, you could wait for Disney Plus. Like I know a lot of people have been shitting on people like me and calling me a Funko critic because I love this type of shit. But like I don't. I like movies, man. Like I was hyped to see this because I was like, oh, cool. Get to see a cool let's see a movie version of a show I enjoy.
It
Because
was
it's basically Lone Wolf and Cub in space. And, walking out of it, I was just like, yeah, this was just it was nothing.
It's-
It's like cotton candy. I keep putting up this analogy. It's cotton candy in a movie where you eat it and then you regret it and you're like, wow, that was a lot of empty calories, and I don't think about the cotton candy about probably 2 hours after I ate it.
This was better than I expected it to be, right? But my expectations were low. And at this point in this timeline we're in, with all the shit and bullshit that's going on in the world, 2 hours of some hijinks, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
It just feels like, hey, Star Wars has not been in theaters for a minute. Let's put what everybody loves in theaters. And I like, to me, y'all kind of missed that wave. Like, I feel like the wave of Grogu and Baby Yoda's kind of gone, especially after the way last season was received. And now, like, have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes score for this?
No.
It's pretty abysmal. And look, I can't say they're wrong. I mean, this is a nothing ass movie.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I get
100.
like,
Look, any complaints that anyone has with this, completely 100% valid. I'm not going to die on this hill. I'm just saying, for me, it was enjoyable. I had fun.
yeah, I don't hate this, but also at the same time, I can't recommend people go out and pay, especially premium money, especially if especially for people who go out to the movies once or twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all forget, like, even though I'm against it, I haven't seen it yet. So keep in mind, Toy Story 5 comes out next month. There is a slim possibility it could be good. Slim.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, hold off. Month after that, fucking The Odyssey drops. Y'all still got Spider-Man on a lot of y'all are excited for it. I'm not. I'm fucking just not excited for that movie. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, nothing about that.
I'm not. Moana's coming out next, and I'm like, that's another one where I'm not excited for it, but it's gonna make money, and I'm just like, well, look,
Right.
there's shit in the pipeline where I'm just like, if you can't afford to see a movie right now, then definitely don't. Like, I promise y'all are not missing anything. Like, there's nothing in this movie where I'm like, it's gonna be spoiled for you. Sorry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The biggest spoiler we kind of spoiled for you, and it's that Martin Scorsese does a voice cameo.
I mean, he's in the trailer.
Is he? I didn't.
Yeah, that was in the trailer. Everybody was freaking out when the trailer came out because they're like, "Oh shit, Scorsese's in this."
Yeah. All right. So that's not even a spoiler. So beyond that, nothing. Was there
I
even
guess
post credits?
No, there's no credit scenes.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah.
So once the credits roll, you could just dip.
Mm-hmm.
You could dip, and I'll say that's refreshing to see a big blockbuster movie that has no fucking credits. Where I'm like, oh, cool, the credits. That's what me and Rob were talking about when you showed up too, because we were talking about the movie we were seeing. I talked to somebody who didn't get invited to Mando and Grogu, but they got invited to the other movie because it was going on the same time as us at Digital Arts, and he was one of 5 people there, because everybody else is either at that or in Cannes. And I was like, damn, I wish I was in Cannes. Anyways, I asked him, I was like, are there credit scenes for that movie? He's like, there's 3. And I was like, fuck me. And we talked to the rep, and the rep's like, yeah, there's only one. And he turned to me, he's like, see, only one. And it ended up being 3.
Yeah.
And I hate how on the email for that movie, it said 2 hours and 12 minutes. I'm like, damn, same length as Mandalorian Grogu. And I go up to Rob, I'm like, yeah, 2 hours and 12 minutes, man. He's like, I heard it was 220. Like, the DCP says 220. I loaded it up. It said 220.
Jesus.
The rep showed up, and she's like, yeah, it's 220. And I was just like, so then why the fuck would you guys email me saying that it's 2 hours and 12 minutes? Like, yo, also, if it's 2 hours and that movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes, I wish it started at 5 or 6.
And it such a weird time.
Yeah, 6:30. Yeah,
6:30. Such a weird time.
yeah. But besides the point. Anyways, that's for next episode.
Right.
Anyways, this, like, yeah, man. Like, look,
Look.
if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, you're going to fucking be elated by this. And like, if you're somebody who's like me, who is like, yo, Star Wars is cool, there's a lot of it I like, there's a lot of it I hate, and I am tired of the fans, you're gonna walk out of this, you're gonna be like, it's a Disney movie.
Yeah. Right.
It's a Disney movie, and
look.
I leave it at that.
Any
It's a
of your
Disney.
points you're making, I'm not going to argue because I can see where you're coming from, and I agree with a lot of them. But like I said, for me, seeing it big, for me, justified going to the theater and seeing it. But if that doesn't justify it for you, then yeah, wait for Disney Plus.
Yo, listen, even our boy hated it, bro.
Word?
Yeah.
What was his reason for hating it? Like hated it or just didn't like?
I don't know, but he I hold on, let me bring up his review for it. Damn, I'm higher than most people on this fucking movie because I'm on Letterboxd. I gave it Letterboxd. It goes up to 5 stars. I gave it 3. Everybody else I follow on Letterboxd is giving it 2 or 2.5. I'm like, damn, I'm not even that enthusiastic about it, and I gave it.
Yeah, I'm not going over. I wouldn't give it over 3.
He says it's an emotionless, predictable experience that doesn't push Din Djarin anywhere interesting. Dull, uninteresting fight scenes, CGI monsters, action figures mashed together, a long, colorless, made-for-TV movie. Not wrong. That's pretty accurate. I can't even argue with you there, bro.
Look, a broken clock's right at least twice a day. He was bound to get one right.
Yeah, man. There's a hard Mike Ryan. Shout out to Mike Ryan. He's a hardcore Star Wars fan, and even he's just like, ooh, like he opens his review with this.
Woof,
Do you know how hard it is to be your own man when your dad is Jabba the Hutt? I remember that line. I remember that line because I and the entire theater broke out in laughter. I was like,
I forgot about that line.
That line is pretty fucking bad. Yeah, that's the thing is Rhoda the Hutt is just it's a weird character. That is just a weird character for so many different reasons. Yeah, man, this is I don't know. I don't know. Like I never ever have to see this shit ever again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if I never see this again, I'm cool. But while I was watching it, it was there. I was enjoying it.
Like if you like this is one of those movies where if people told me they love it, I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Like I don't hold that against you. Like whatever. Like you know what I mean? Enjoy. But also when people tell me like, oh, I fucking hate this movie, and I'm like, look,
I hate's a strong word, but
no, I get it. I get why people would hate it too. Cause like, and I love shout out to my boy Bilga. I love Bilga. I love Bilga as one of my favorite critics. I love that his headline is "The Mandalorian and Grogu should not have been a movie." Because that's how I feel too. I feel it too. I was like, dog, this feels like the first 2 episodes of season 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like this could have been the first 2 episodes of season 4.
Right. Are we even getting a season 4? No, right?
Who the fuck knows? Even Jon Favreau doesn't know. They're like, they canceled season 4 for me to make this movie. And then I had to completely throw away what I was going to do for season 4 in order to do this movie because he's like, I had to make the movie in mind that it's not just going to be like Mandalorian fans because there's going to be Star Wars fans who just haven't watched the show who are just going to come see this movie because it's a new Star Wars movie. And there are people like that exist because I got questions from people who are like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I don't want to watch the shows. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like it's just that's extra shit.
And honestly, that's the good thing about this movie is you just need to know the bullet points. You just need to know that Mandalorian has a baby Yoda and he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah, man, and like
that's all you need to like. You don't have to have seen one episode of The Mandalorian, and you can watch this.
And reading Bilga's review because I'm reading it right now. It's very clear he's never seen an episode of The Mandalorian and Grogu, and that's fine. And that's one of the things he's struggling with is like, yo, there's nothing to Din Djarin. He's just a dude you throw in as a vessel to get into some shit to fight and do some Star Wars shit. And I'm like, yo, you're not even wrong, bro.
Yeah.
You're not even fucking wrong,
Yeah.
because like,
Because they build the character of the Mandalorian in the TV show.
yeah. I mean, he has the same problem as you and Mike did, where he's saying, and this is straight from Bilga's review. He says, Rhoda's voice allegedly belongs to the Bear star Jeremy Allen White. I say allegedly because not only does his voice not sound like White's, it has been clearly processed to sound lower and slower. It also retains none of the actor's characteristically haunted delivery, thus rendering the casting pointless.
Yeah.
And I think this sums up the movie right here, is this line. Between the Mandalorian stiffness and Rhoda's torpor, we may wonder why we ourselves are supposed to care about anything that's happening on screen.
Yeah, because
I'm right there with you. That's
Yeah.
why I said, like, yo, this is just, I don't think the flaws of the TV show aren't noticeable because it's an hour. And like
Right.
I said, the show is bare bones. Like, the story is just like, oh, this dude's going on a mission, and that's it. And his arc throughout the show is him coming to care for Grogu.
Right.
By the time this movie starts, there really is no arc for Grogu or fucking Mando, because all their character work was done in the show.
Mhm.
So this is just, you're just watching a arcless episode of TV. Like, nobody really goes through any significant change here. You know what I'm saying?
And like, here's the thing. There's no threat, right? Like, there's no sense of like danger, right? I know the Mandalorian is not going to die. I know Grogu isn't going to die. So it takes the teeth away. And which is fine. Like, I'm
And,
fine,
like,
but like, if you're going to talk about it on an academic level, yes, there is no real drama.
and I feel like the action, and maybe this is because Jon Favreau's only direct. You think about it, he created the show, but only directed exactly one episode. He's
Yeah, the
only
pilot.
directed. No,
Right?
it was
He
the
did the pilot.
season 2 premiere.
Really? Oh.
That's the only episode of his own fucking shit he directed. I'm like, dude, you're known as being a director, and you've only directed one episode of your own fucking shit. So I think it says something that the action is better in the TV show than it is in the fucking movie itself. And it's just like, man, I remember Iron Man 1 and liking the action in Iron Man 1. And just nothing comes close. And let's talk about it before we sign off.
Mhm.
There's about 40 to 50 minutes, roughly, in IMAX. And I'm talking like 143, like huge IMAX in this movie. It's fine. Like, I like, you know me, I tell people, go see it in IMAX. Like, I don't think anything will be lost if you see this, if you do go out and see this, if you see it on a normal screen or even like a smaller 190 IMAX, you're not going to miss much. And it came to a point in the final sequence where the X-Wing show up where it kept cutting back and forth, and I hate that shit.
Yeah. No,
I was just like, that killed it for me.
They
Like,
should have
it
just shot the whole entire thing in IMAX. Yes.
Yeah, like, it kept switching back and forth, shot to shot, and I just don't like that shit. Like, the only person who does shot to shot IMAX well is Nolan, because it'll be within, either it's an establishing shot, which I get why you'd want an establishing shot in IMAX, or he's doing it to highlight, like, oh, this is something significant's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a full sequence in IMAX. So that's why when people ask me, why doesn't it bother you when Nolan does it? I'm like, that's why. Anything else, it's just no rhyme or reason why it's cutting back and forth, especially so much when it's shot to shot to shot. And Nolan doesn't do it shot to shot to shot. Sometimes he'll have a random shot randomly throughout the movie. Like Ryan Coogler did it last year for Sinners. There were certain shots that were in IMAX and the rest of the scene was in scope. But again, there's only certain shots. Otherwise, that movie has full sequences in IMAX. That's where I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I mean, I got nothing else. Like, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but forgettable.
y'all could wait for Disney Plus. Like I'm telling y'all, there's nothing there. It is literally a 2-hour plus, and this should not be more than two. Why is this more than 2 hours? Is my question.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
did
fucking
drag. It
crazy.
dragged.
Yeah, it's 2 episodes of the show stitched together. Literally. Like the first episode would have ended once they caught the mystery person.
And then the second part of the second episode is
Yeah, the Hutt's coming after.
is the turn.
Yeah, where the Hutts come after them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, again, once this plot gets into motion, you could see exactly where it's going, because I knew there's no surprises. Like, you could call every plot beat. That's the
from the jump.
Yeah, man. So like it's cool to see Sigourney Weaver. That's what I got out of it. I'm always glad to see Sigourney Weaver. You know what I mean? And Sigourney in charge.
Mm-hmm.
She is 76, dog.
Is she 76?
She's
Jesus.
76 and still hotter than some of our younger stars that y'all fucking drool over.
Sydney Sweeney.
You said it, I didn't. Anyways, that is episode 205. We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.